Well, the NFL season is about to wrap up. Today, the Pro Bowl, next weekend, the Super Bowl, and then free agency kicks off on March 16th. There's a long list of things to get done this offseason for the Seahawks after a disappointing 7-10 campaign. But the season, it did end on a high note, finishing 4-2 with wins over a pair of playoff teams. Now, the questions surrounding head coach Pete Carroll's future have been put to bed, at least for one more season. Star quarterback Russell Wilson is a different story. He's claimed he wants to stay in Seattle. There's still rumors that the Seahawks or Wilson could opt to go their separate ways. The key to keeping Wilson in a Seahawks uniform will likely come down to keeping him happy with moves by the front office this offseason. So let's move forward with the assumption that the Seahawks do indeed keep their core intact, bringing back Wilson, middle linebacker Bobby Wagner, who's due a hefty $20.3 million for the 2022 season, and Pro Bowl safety Quandre Diggs, whose season ended with a fractured leg. Let's hop into those three keys. Number one has to be re-signing Rashad Penny. Penny must have experimented with gamma radiation or something, because he became the Incredible Hulk in the season's final 5 games. Plain and simple, he was the league's best running back over that span. Penny led the NFL in rushing yards over the final 5 games with 671 yards on 92 carries with 6 touchdowns. That's a 7.3 yards per carry average. Otherworldly is what you would call that. Of course, the big scare when it comes to locking up Penny on a long-term deal is his ability to stay healthy. As we know, the 2018 first-round draft pick has struggled mightily to stay on the field, but the Seahawks were a completely different team when Penny was rolling and at 100% health. They cannot afford to let him leave in free agency. The offensive line has been an issue needing to be addressed for a couple off seasons. What better a way to convince Wilson to stay than upgrade the unit protecting him? The Seahawks ranked 25th out of all 32 teams in Pro Football Focus's offensive line ratings in 2021. Seattle's offensive line is also in limbo as left tackle Dwayne Brown, right tackle Brandon Shell, and center Ethan Posick will all hit the free agent market. Bringing back Brown now seems like a move that makes sense. The Seahawks could address other positional needs through free agency, as they are expected to have around $40 million in cap space. Lucky for the Seahawks, there are a handful of talented offensive linemen hitting the free agent market this offseason, so there are options out there to address their needs. Interior offensive line seems the most likely position for the Seahawks to address, as it is a serious place of need. 49ers guard Laken Tomlinson should be on Seahawks fans' wish list. The 29-year-old guard is coming off his first Pro Bowl season in 2021. Pro Football Focus had him ranked as the 12th best guard this past season. Along with Tomlinson, there are names such as Buccaneers Pro Bowl center Ryan Jensen, Washington football team Pro Bowl guard Brandon Scherf, and Cowboys guard Connor Williams, just to name a few, all of which would be massive upgrades for Seattle. And the third key to this offseason for the Seahawks, you need to get a pass rusher. Seattle gave up the second most passing yards in the NFL in 2021 at 4,513, trailing only the Ravens, who gave up 4,742. The Seahawks also ranked 21st in sacks per game, averaging 2. So translation for you, quarterbacks are having time to analyze the defense and pick it apart. Carlos Dunlap is set to return in 2022, which is good news, as he led the team with 8.5 sacks. After Dunlap, though, not much of a threat. A pass rusher or two could be found in the draft and would likely be the most economical, as solid edge rushers do not come cheap. However, this year's free agency does include some big-name pass rushers such as Chandler Jones, Von Miller, former Seahawk Jadeveon Clowney, and plenty more. Options are there, but it will come down to how Seattle decides to spend its money.